Okay, we'll now begin our program. Good morning to our distinguished guests, the family of late Master Patrol Officer Jesse Madsen, and all of our law enforcement family. Thank you all for being with us today. I'm Crystal Clark, the Director of Communications for the Tampa Police Department, and I'd like to thank you for joining us here at our District 1 office for the official unveiling and dedication of our Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Sculpture, inspired by Master Patrol Officer Jesse Madsen. As most of you know, Officer Madsen was a dedicated husband, father of 3, a Marine, and a 16-year veteran of the Tampa Police Department. He sacrificed his life on March 9th of last year when he veered his patrol car into the path of a wrong-way driver on I-275. This unfortunate death made Officer Madsen the 32nd Tampa police officer to die in the line of duty for our agency. Today's dedication is about celebrating his life and the lives of all of our fallen, memorializing them in one of the most unique ways our community has ever witnessed, thanks to Stephen Anthony Rogai and the Rogai Family Foundation, Dominic Martinez of Rustic Steel, and TPD Major Eric DeFelice of District 3. They've worked together for the last year to bring this vision to life, and we look forward to sharing those details with you this morning. Our speakers today will include our former police chief, now mayor of the great city of Tampa, Mayor Jane Castor, followed by our current police chief, Mary O'Connor, Major Eric DeFelice, Mr. Stephen Anthony Rogai, and artist Dominic Martinez, followed by the unveiling of our monument. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Jane Castor to the podium.
Thank you so much for everyone coming out today. I see City Council members, Charlie Miranda and Lynn Hertak, and our Representative Daryl Roussan, State Senator. I thank you for coming out today, and specifically to the families of our fallen officers. Danielle from Jesse Madsen's family, and I see my good friend Lois Marrero's sister back there as well, which is the indication for all of us involved in law enforcement, and one of the reasons that we have this monument going in today is to ensure that we never, ever, ever forget the service and sacrifice for those individuals that have laid down their lives in protection of our community. I would like to thank Stephen and the Rogai Family Foundation for supporting this tribute to our fallen officers, and also Major Eric DeFelice. I know that he has worked very diligently on this project to ensure that it comes to fruition. And to Dominic, the artist, thank you for this display of the bravery, the dedication, and the sacrifice that we see our officers give every single day to our community. And we all know, as I say, that sometimes bad things happen to good people. And sometimes people put themselves in that position. And we can talk about Jesse Madsen and the just split-second decision that he made without regard to his own well-being to protect the lives of others. And I can't think of an action that defines our police officers more than that split-second decision. You don't think about it, you don't analyze, you decide, and you react. And that's what Jesse did. And unfortunately, in doing so, he lost his life. Danielle lost her husband, and their children lost their father, and we all lost a friend, a good man. So I thank everyone for taking the time to be here today. Having been a police officer for 31 years, this is something that is a unique feeling to us. You know, we all put this uniform on every day and go out to serve the community with the intention of going home to our families at night. So the loss of an officer is something that cuts to the core of every single police officer that wears a uniform and a badge. And it's something that we never forget, and we vow to always remember the service and sacrifice to those individuals who have laid down their lives to our community. This statue, taking a stance, really describes what the officers do each and every day. In some instances, results in the loss of their lives. But this whole reflection area, as the butterflies are up front with Lois, this is an area that officers for decades and decades to come will be able to reflect on what they do each and every day, be re-energized, but most importantly, pay tribute to those individuals that have gone before them. So again, thank you to the artists. Thank you to everyone who had a hand in making this tribute, this monument, come to fruition. God bless.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It's really important to the TPD family to see so much support. To those lucky enough that have met Jesse Madsen, this 6-foot-tall, 800-pound statue is just a small reflection of his strength, his unmatched zest for life, and his huge heart that could only be described by many as having the heart of a lion. Jesse was an incredibly talented and brave officer, and the Tampa Police Department was so fortunate that he chose us to pursue his passion for service for 16 and a half years. And we were lucky to have him with us for all of that time. To Jesse's wife, Danielle, your 3 children, and all of Jesse's family and close friends that are here today, thank you so much for sharing him with us. He truly touched our lives. It's no secret that law enforcement is a profession that comes with inherent danger, uncertainty, and many challenges that most people will never have to face. And that is thanks to men and women like Jesse standing on guard as the thin blue line between order and chaos. And Jesse will forever be looking over us. The success of any police department is to effectively deal with these challenges. Regardless of the size or the location of the agency, it comes down to the part of the passion of those who serve in those departments. I am proud to say that all of the men and women that I serve with here at the Tampa Police Department serve with courage, bravery, and integrity. I am so proud to serve alongside officers who will answer the call every single day to serve our beloved community, both in good times and in bad. I'm proud that on March 9th, 2021, Master Patrol Officer Jesse Madsen embodied all of those characteristics when he put himself in harm's way to sacrifice himself to save the lives of others. We must always remember those who have gone before us and their families and do everything we can to safeguard those who continue to stand behind us as they protect their communities that they serve. The memory of Officer Madsen and all of those that paid the ultimate sacrifice, including Master Patrol Officer Lois Marrero, who was also commemoratized in this garden, but everyone that's on the wall at 411 North Franklin Street, all 32 that have lost their lives in the line of duty, they all live on in each and every one of us in the job that we do on a daily basis. To Stephen Anthony Rogai, the Rogai Family Foundation, artist Dominique Martinez of Rustic Steel, our own Major Eric DeFelice of District 3, and everyone who made this monument on this day possible, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I say that representing each and every one of the members of the Tampa Police Department. Thank you for creating a physical representation of what sacrifice, strength, and courage looks like. Thank you so much for creating a monument that embodies Officer Jesse Madsen. And thank you so much, as always, for your unwavering support of law enforcement. May a piece of Jesse's spirit rest in peace forever here on what we call Pride Rock. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning. It is a privilege to stand before you today at the unveiling of this monument. I'd like to say thank you to the family and distinguished guests that have come out today. While I may have the honor of speaking in front of you at this podium, there are many who made this project possible. It's been a long time coming, over a year that we have envisioned this project. We convened a committee to see what we could do to capture Jesse, something that would memorialize him and other officers that have lost their lives in the line of duty, something that would stand and withstand the test of time. And we found Dominique Martinez. He is an artistic genius, and we knew that he would be able to create something for us that would be unique and stand the test of time. So shortly you will see the creation that he has come up with, and I think you will all be pleased. This project would not have been possible without the help and of so many people. Stephen Rogai and his team have worked tirelessly to make this and bring this to fruition. I'm confident that we would have been able to deliver, but the expedience in which he operates and he controlled this situation to make this happen is nothing short of amazing. It is our hope that this monument will serve as a place of remembrance for those officers, Lois, Jesse, and the other 30 that have lost their lives at Tampa Police Department, as well as law enforcement professionals across the nation. People will be able to come here and remember and reflect and never forget the sacrifices that have been made. Thank you.
Wow. Hello, everyone. I am humbled to be up here today speaking only at this podium with our fine mayor, our chief of police, and my good friend, Major Eric DeFelice. This year marks my 45th year as a resident of Tampa. I am a native of Tampa, so this city means a lot to me. I watched this city grow into the bustling little city that it is today. And it's taken me some time, but this city has been very generous to me and showed me a lot of success in my business, and it was time at my age to give back. When I met Major originally, I met him through Captain Fernandez, an old neighbor of mine and good friend that you all know. And I met Major, and it was a serendipitous moment where I had this vision to do something for Jesse. His name was given to me through Darla Portman. I met his wonderful wife, Danielle, and his family. And I was set up a meeting with Major, and I sat with Major and I talked about this kind of little half-baked vision that I had to create some kind of memorial for Jesse. And Major turned his computer screen around and showed me this rendering that him and Dominic had worked on and dreamed up of this sculpture, which the rendering doesn't do it any justice. It's an amazing piece of artwork, and it far superseded any of my expectations, and I hope yours. Today, for me, everybody spoke of Jesse, and I wasn't fortunate to ever meet Jesse, but the things that everyone here in this room has said about Jesse, from anecdotally to his pride and his passion and his lion-hearted, courageous way that he protected his family and other officers. He was the first guy through the door every time I spoke to any of you guys, and everyone had amazing things to say. But today, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the department. When I met Danielle for the first time, I said to Danielle, we're going to be putting this foundation together for this initiative, and what can I do for you? And Danielle said to me, nothing, Steve, nothing. The department has been so generous to me. They've taken care of me financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, and for that I want to thank you, because I don't think we realize how much this department puts into honoring our fallen. And for me, I don't want this memorial to just be a memorial for the fallen. I want every officer and decorated, man and woman who puts this uniform to be able to come here to this garden and enjoy and take solace. And I don't want it to be a place to mourn, but I want it to be a place to rejoice. And we don't know if this memorial will live here at District 1 forever, but wherever it is, I want everyone to be able to come see it and pay thanks to not only the fallen, but those who get up every day and put the uniform on and do the courageous things that we take for granted. The last thing that I want to ask is I want to ask the community to recognize law enforcement. I want to ask the community to thank law enforcement. If you're at a coffee shop and you see an officer in line, buy him a coffee. If you're in traffic, obviously let him in front of you. Show your appreciation. Show your appreciation to law enforcement at all times, because they get up every day, and it's not just a job. We all have jobs. Their job is different. I've always had an affinity to law enforcement growing up, and there might have been a time in my life where I thought maybe I wanted to put a uniform and serve and protect, but I don't have half of the courage that the people in this room do. I'm just good at pushing people to do things. So I want to thank our generous donors. I want to personally thank the Hugh Shelton Group from Compass, my good buddy Frank Bono from Biostein Institute, the DeBartolo Family Foundation, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, my good friend Greg Zolkos at Atlas Professional Services, Eric Hooper of Hooper's Concrete, the folks from Skanska, and my good buddy Joe Argentine from the Argentine Group that redid this beautiful garden here to encompass this sculpture. I want to thank the PBA, Darla Portman. I want to thank our board of the foundation, Melissa Frediloso, my right hand, Rhonda Parag, Christy Renner. Most of all, I want to thank Eric for allowing me to do this. Mayor, Chief, for putting up with all this. I was in the procession yesterday. I've never ran so many red lights in my life with cops around, and it was just fascinating. I had no idea that we would have what I think was over 100 cars lined up Dale Mabry showing your respect. And so we need to continue to foster that respect in this community for law enforcement. And I thank you, everyone.
Wow, the pressure's on. Every time I talk about this piece, it's always different because some other emotion gets hit. Another piece of detail comes out about the piece. And, you know, a lot of people mention my name, but I can't take all the credit. I pass the credit on to my team because they put up with me for about 8 months with this. From the change of designs to the way I didn't like the way things were going. I wanted things changed. And I said, Dominique, that's going to take another 10 hours. I don't care. We got to do this right. We got to do this right. We got to do this right. When I initially met with Detective DeRocco and Major DeFelice, they came to my office. And first, when DeRocco showed up and was like, need to have a word with you, I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? And he said, would you be interested in making a sculpture in regards to Jesse Madsen that just passed? And it's like, what would it be? And it's like, we want a line. And it's like, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? And it's like, let's meet again. We met with DeRocco and Terrence and several other officers. And I asked Eric, and it's like, can we get some guns? Can we have access to the actual vehicle? Can we do this? Can we do that? Anything you need, let me know. And everything and more that we needed was delivered yesterday in the procession. It was such an emotional feeling just driving through the streets, just like Steve said, going through all the red lights with all the cops around. But I told the party that I was with inside the Army truck, and I said, the best is yet to come. I didn't know what the best was. And when I saw what I saw, it was so impactful. It impacted all of us inside the vehicle. Making this piece, I knew I had to deliver something that would resonate not just locally, but nationally. Making this piece kept me up at night. Making this piece put a lot of stress on us. But that's how diamonds are created. We're going to unveil this piece, okay? If we can get Christian and Felipe to unveil. Okay. Now we'll go over some of the details without boring you. And you'll see where our imagination goes. You'll see where our creativity comes from.